Over at Visions Veterans Memorial Arena, day one of the Coaches versus Cancer Boys Basketball Invitational took place with multiple Section 4 teams participating. Two of those teams, Shenango Forks and Shenango Valley, going head-to-head. Warriors up 34-32 with 5 minutes left in the fourth. A long pass to Jordan Banowski, and he gets the easy fast break layup. Warriors start to pull away. Warren Walters to Alikon Murat under the basket. Warriors up 7. Then it's Warren Walters from deep. Nothing but net. Shenango Valley is up by 10. Blue Devils don't lay down, though. Liam Spalek drives, gets the back. It goes down hard, but it's all right. Down 8, 1 minute left. Nolan Sergani in the corner, gets a 3, down 5. Blue Devils now down 7. Ball finds its way to Ethan Vaselik, and he hits the 3 with less than 30 seconds left. It's a 4-point game, and that's where it would stay as the Blue Devils can't mount a comeback. Shenango Valley wins it 44-40. As for the rest of the tournament, the Windsor Black Knights coming out on top over the Whitney Point Eagles, 77-50. Dryden gets the big win over Green, 71-31. And Susquehanna Valley also hitting the 70s as they take down Unity Franklin, 71-58. And Norwich with a big win over Johnson City, 69-43. And the final game of the day, Seton Catholic takes down Union Endicott, 68-45. As for Section 4 girls basketball, from the main NWL Girls Basketball Holiday Tournament, the Whitney Point Eagles get the close win over Windsor, 46-43, while the main NWL Spartans beat the Oxford Blackhawks, 55-29. And in the Josh Palmer Fund Classic, Randolph taking down Johnson City Wildcats, 65-49, and the Seton Catholic Saints lose to Elmira Notre Dame, 54-38.